Beth Hiley here for BoardGameGeek at Origins 2019. I'm sitting down with Chad Elkins from 20th Century Games, and you've brought us your newest title for this summer, which is Kingswood.
Kingswood. So Kingswood just finished up on Kickstarter about 2-3 weeks ago. So we're in late backer mode now, looking at hopefully getting out to backers by the end of the year, and then do a retail release the first of the year.
Fantastic. So for those maybe who hadn't seen this on Kickstarter, who say, I have never heard of this game, so what are we trying to do?
All right, so Kingswood is a light fantasy themed, basically dual action selection rondelle game. So it plays in about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, so you don't get a whole lot of filler rondelles. So what's interesting about it?
That's true. You don't.
You don't. They're always in these huge Euro games, big complicated stuff.
I'm thinking like, because that's Matt Gertz's wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah.
All right, how do we distill Matt Gertz into a filler game?
So this is what you're gonna do. Basically, one thing on your turn, which keeps it nice and easy. So what we have in front of us, from a setup perspective, this is the town. This is the town of Kingswood. You're always gonna have 5 standard marketplaces or locations: the forest, the market, the tavern, the academy, and the blacksmith. This is where you get the main resources being generated from the game. So that's the core 5. You'll have one extra, which is a special location. The game itself will come with multiple options. You have
there's a little variability
potion
from game
shop,
to game.
you've got a bakery, and the art style is done by Tristram Rossum. Very, very cute. You got the bread, houses for the bakery, the witch's hut, the king's castle. You got the potion shop. Looks like little potion bottles. So he did the artwork. The design itself is by Henry Audubon, who did Space Park and Parks for Keymaster. So you're essentially controlling a communal set of adventurers. You are all a guild. So you are the Knight Guild, the Silver Shield, the Rangers, the Treetop Order. Over the king has issued a proclamation: guilds of my land, go into the forest and defeat all the bad guys, right? So it's a race for points, trying to get to 21. You're gonna, on your turn, you will select any communal adventurer that's on the rondelle. You'll select that worker. You'll actually take the action on the card. So in this case, the blacksmith, that's where I buy swords. So if I want to purchase a new sword, I can buy one with a coin.
There we go, easy enough.
That's it. Then I can move to any other open location on the rondelle, clockwise or counterclockwise. So in this case, I've got enough stuff. I really want to go to the forest. So that's where I fight the bad guys. I can go to the next space that's open for no charge, absolutely free movement, where I can skip a space and pay a coin
to go further.
So now I'm going to be in the forest.
So you're both activating the space that you are leaving
and where
you're going.
So it's 2 for every turn. So now I'm in the forest. I can choose to fight any of the face-up monsters. There's always going to be 3. So I do that by looking at the resources it takes to defeat the monster. So the moon sprite requires me to exhaust a sword and pay a coin. So I got to bribe her to leave. The ghost.
A little threatening, a little bribing.
Oh, here's a coin. See you later. So this is the ghost. It's a heart in a book. So what's interesting about fighting, you actually, you're going to go around for a while. We're kind of set up, kind of been traveling to town for a while, buying some resources.
Have a little bank
pool,
of stuff
little
here.
stuff. So what's going to happen when you exhaust them to fight monsters, you don't discard them. You actually just flip them over. So if I wanted to go defeat this ghost, it's a heart in a book. So what I'll do is I'll actually turn over the heart and the book. That's a sword and a book. It's been a long 5 days. So I will simply exhaust those 2 resources. And I now collect the ghost. Then the game, it's worth 2 points. Some of them will actually have a special ability. I actually have enough resources to continue fighting. The toll troll takes 3 coins to bribe the toll troll.
Which, in this example, you do not have enough.
But I could attack the moon sprite, which requires a sword, which I'll flip over, and I'll pay a coin. Now the moon sprite has an ability that lets me refill the forest.
So we would then put more cards back out.
Bring 2 more in. Now the monsters themselves are divided into a Chapter 1 deck and a Chapter 2 deck. So Chapter 2 gets a little harder. So early on, they're a little simple. We're all in Chapter 1 right now. So as I bounce around, as I'm building my resources, I can kind of bounce in and out of the forest and take care of some bad guys. So then they would come in.
And then you might have the potential that you could do another one.
So actually, you know what? I actually could. So the sun sprite takes a book and a coin. So I can exhaust a book, pay the coin, get the sun sprite. And that ability, she actually helps me. So I just basically
refresh your hearts.
And I get to refresh a single heart. So that is essentially the forest. At the end of my turn, I will take the King's Guard, and he moves to the location that I left
behind.
So now on the next player's turn, this location is blocked. So if a person were to activate the academy, they would have to skip over the Kingsguard to the parlor.
So let's just say, like, if I was activating the academy, went to the next, since I can go counterclockwise or clockwise, came over here to the market, then the red guy would come back in here with the space I left behind.
So next turn, that is now blocked for me. So you can kind of do some kind of blocking of people after you, but it's really not much of an offensive gain against players. It's more of an efficiency puzzle.
Yeah.
You're trying, how efficiently can I get resources, go fight bad guys, refresh the resources, etc.
And I can see how this is your engine building, because while you're using these locations to get these, the refresh is going to reflip all of them en masse.
Exactly. So if all my swords were used in the forest, for example.
Right, and then I can see that this is one of the actions we can take here at the blacksmith, is to flip over all of your swords.
Correct. So early on,
sharpen them up back.
Yeah. So early on, I'm buying one at a time. So early on, I'm accumulating. I'll kind of reach a tipping point where then I don't want to buy any more. I just want to spend one coin to then bring all of them back into play, which is a really kind of clever mechanic with just so that way you do get the engine. So at a certain point, like I got my arsenal. Go out there, destroy some stuff, come back, hit a couple of locations, and go back out.
And how many different guilds does the game include?
The game right now has 5. We actually unlocked 2 more in the Kickstarter campaign, so we're going to be adding 2 more guilds to it.
And that would be included for just the retail version as well?
There'll be 6. There's 1 extra that will not be included, so which you can still get in the late backer mode. So we're still trying to figure out what the designs of those characters are going to be. So we're actually, our backers are giving us input for that, so we're trying to incorporate their suggestions, as well as a couple new locations.
And how long do you think a full game would take? I think you said about 25 minutes?
It's about 20 to 25 minutes for really a 4 or 5 player game. It does play solo as well, so it's a solo rule set where you're playing, basically, the solo mode changes to where you're trying to prevent the forest from being overrun versus there always being 3. You'll actually turn one over every turn, and so you're trying to keep them down. Yep, and then once you can defeat them back long enough to get into the Chapter 2 deck to defeat either the genie, the giant, and the dragon all together, you win a solo game. Yep.
Well, if you guys want to check that out, this is Kingswood, which is being published by 20th Century Games. And Chad, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye, y'all.